everyone, Cash here, back with another video from MLB The Show 16, and today is the start of a new series, and this is a series for you, the viewer, the ones that are playing franchise in MLB The Show. I'm here to take a player, test his potential, and save you the trouble and the heartache of getting someone that maybe isn't going to turn out too well, or maybe someone that is a diamond in the rough, someone you never would have gone after in your franchise. So the first player we're going to be doing is going to be Byron Buxton, center fielder for the Minnesota Twins. This man considered by many to be the top prospect in Major League Baseball. We're going to start it out hot with this guy. He has an A potential. He's currently a 73 overall. He has .113 of MLB service time. He played 46 games last season. He hit for 209, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs, 2 stolen bases as well. He does have some speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 5 seasons forward and see how good he gets. So after season number 1, this is what we have. He has gone up to a 78 overall, so he's gone up 5 points in overall, and you can see each individual stat has some growth in it except for speed. Speed, I've noticed, doesn't really ever go up, but we have +8 in power versus lefties, +3 in his reaction, +3 in all of his fielding abilities, -2 in stealing. That's a bit of an odd one, but he hits 218, so only 218. It is an improvement over last season. 4 home runs, 35 RBIs, but he did get hurt. He only played 117 games, which is telling. So now we're going to move on. Season number 2, postseason number 2. What has he gone up to? It was a 78 after season 1. He only went up 1 overall, so not a lot of growth from season 1 to 2. But you take a look at the stats. He went up 6 in contact, 5 in power. Did not change at all. He went up 8 in power versus lefties last year. Didn't change at all this year. Still a lot of growth there. Stealing in the base running aggression went down again, but he still has growth in his individual ratings. It just didn't really translate into an increase in his overall. So not really a bad thing, as we'll take a look at his stats here in a second. You see the speed did stay the same once again, but he played 140 games this year. He hit 240. 10 home runs, 52 RBIs, 10 stolen bases. So his stolen bases are going up, but yet his steal rating is going down. Not sure on that one, but he still did not play a full season. Now on to season number 3. From a 79, he is now an 83, so he goes up 4 overall after season number 3. And you take a look here, he went up 7 with his contact versus lefties, so that one has increased a lot over the last couple years. +9 on his power versus lefties. And just like after season number 1, every single hitting and fielding attribute increased, so that is what we like to see. He's now an 83 overall. Now looking at the numbers here, he played the most games he's ever played, 148. He hit 226, 23 home runs, so a huge uptick in power, 74 RBIs, 16 steals. The average isn't there, but the power is coming in. So now after season number 4, we just got 2 more seasons to go here. Season number 4, he is now in 88 overall, so a big jump in this one as he goes up another 5 points in his overall. And again, you see the increases. The only thing that didn't go up was his contact versus righties, another 7 in his lefties, so he's very good against left-handed pitchers. His power goes up 5 on both sides. You see the reaction now 95. He's a very good defender, as you can see. Stealing and base running aggression has continued to go down. I do not understand why those numbers keep going down. I think there might be something bugged with that. He played 151 games, so again, he increases. That's now the most games he's played in a season. 235 the average, still low. 22 home runs, 66 RBIs, 16 steals. So he does get consistent numbers with his steals, consistent numbers now with his homers, but the average is dipping. He has not had a season over 250, which is a little bit worrisome. But now something new to look at here for the first time is player morale. This is very important in this year's game. He's actually only an 86 overall, but because he is happy, he is getting an extra 2 overall boost because of his morale. So you've got to pay attention to that this year. That is going to really help you get those extra points in your players. So he's at an 88. We're going to move on now. Final season here. This is going to be the 2020 season. How is he going to do? And he's in 85, so he went down 3 points, and you see his potential still is an A, but it is going down apparently. Now you see he does have a broken shin. He got hurt again, which is going to have an effect on the ratings and his growth. Now he still did grow in all of his attributes except for contact versus lefties. Everything else went up, and actually his stealing went up 1 for the first time, I think, in a very long while. But he still has some growth. The injury does have an effect, so we're going to simulate. I'm going to show you one more look after we get through this season once his injury is up and done with. But let's take a look here at his numbers for the season. And this season wasn't the greatest for him. He only played 111 games. He had 15 home runs, 51 RBIs, 10 steals, and he hit for 245. So the best average he's had in all of his seasons, but he only played 111 games, which is not good. Now you take a look at the morale, and he is angry, so he really is an 88. So this is where this morale comes into play. He really is an 88, but because of his injury, and apparently he's upset about his contract as well, he's going down 3 points because of that. So when you go back up to 88, he still didn't have any growth. Now this is after we advance where everything returns to normal. He's not injured anymore. I think he got a new contract after the season as well. So he is going to end at an 88. So he goes from 5 years ago, he was a 73. He does make his way up to an 88, which isn't too bad in terms of growth, but the injuries that he has had in these 5 seasons, he only had one season where he really played a full year. Every other year he was hurt at least a few games in this season. So that is something you got to worry about with Byron Buxton. He definitely has the defensive talent. He has the speed. The hitting does grow. You see his power numbers went up, but he is a little bit injury prone. So that's something you got to think about if you want to maybe take a stab at using Byron Buxton in your franchise. 73 to 8 definitely is acceptable growth, especially for an A, and I would assume he would only continue to go up in a few years after this before he hits his plateau and then starts to regress in his overall. But either way, that is Byron Buxton. That is the first episode of the Potential Test. Now, before we go, one important thing to note, this series is for you, the viewer. So leave a comment down below. Who do you want to see get their potential tested? It could be any player. It doesn't have to just be a potential guys, young guys. It can be older ones. It's who you want to see and how they progress in franchise mode in MLB The Show 16. So I have a few names in mind to start this series out for the first few episodes, but after that, it all relies on you guys in the comments. So put your names down there. Let me know who you want to see, and we will start going through these and helping you decide what players you want to pursue and maybe which ones you want to leave alone in your franchise. So if you want to, go ahead, leave a like down below, show some support for the new series, subscribe to see any future videos that I make. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.